and get started. We do have a few TVA employees on the line. So one thing I want to do is start out with some introductions. I'll go first. So my name is Derek Sisk. I'm one of our senior managers in our product delivery area, which our product delivery area in our new in-house model is our application and solution development part of the department or part of our organization at TVA. And for those that don't know, and we'll go through this in just a moment, TVA stands for Tennessee Valley Authority, not Time Variance Authority. Hope some of you caught that in the chat. We're using that as a good plug to get others joined in on our Tech Talk today. I'm very excited to be here, very excited about everything that's been going on this weekend with VolHacks. We are remiss that we can't be there in person, but currently due to COVID, our policies limit us to travel for non-mission critical work. So we are virtually here. I'm glad very happy that we have this opportunity to do this. Huge shout out to Hunter and others and Blake that made this possible. I know it's a long weekend, both managing physical and virtual activities that are going on with this event. So very much appreciated. So what I will do, turn to real quick and give some introductions for our TVA representatives that we have on the call. So Mr. David, I will turn to you next.
Hey guys, my name is Littlejohn. I work at TVA. I've been at TVA for about 10 years now, following through fossil and into corporate. My background's PowerShell, C#, automation, CMDB, and I'm loving every minute of it. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Okay, I was going to say, I guess I'll go next. My name is Rachel Ashby. I've been with TVA 23 years week after next. I am a full stack engineer specialist. I run the gamut of just about everything. I do my primary focus for the majority of my career has been Java, web front end with JavaScript. I have back end experience using a very old language, COBOL and SQRs. Also have use Perl shell scripting, any of the shell scripts, Tickle, and operating systems. Do database, not development, but database queries. Support, have provided aid for supporting a lot of our front-end application, web applications that we are currently running in a WebSphere application server, but eventually that's possibly going JBoss. Yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you, Rachel. Ms. Rebecca, would you like to go next?
Sure, Rebecca Mott, and I work on the team for technical training and innovation. And one of the things we do besides technical training is promote the adoption of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics process automation, robotics. So just happy to be here and looking forward to engaging with you all. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat on our main channel.
Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. And as I'm going through the presentation, the three of them will be doing monitoring the chat for any questions you may have. As I told them earlier, feel free to interrupt me. It's going to seem formal what I'm going through, but I am an informal person. I do not mind being interrupted. I would love to talk. I'd much rather this be more of a conversation than presentation. So if we can get more of that, that would be great. Before I move on, Rachel, Rebecca, David, or Littlejohn, and we have a few others I don't think are being able to join us. Thank you all for your time this weekend and participating in this event. It's much appreciated. So the other thing I would like to do, I think for some of our guests, they're people joining and listening to the Tech Talk, you may have limited sleep, operating off Red Bull, coffee, whatever your preferred beverage is. So somebody give me some emojis, some reactions, come off mute, say something, tell me what you're thinking. I want to know people are here and people are listening. Anyone?
It's a virtual wave.
Hey, does everybody in the crowd know who Ric Flair is? Yeah, so give me 2 claps into Ric Flair and I think I can get started. So it should be one, Blake, you can do this. You can go 1, 2, 3, and then everybody, woo! Okay. Yep. Hey, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Any questions or anything before we get started? All right, good deal. Let's, I'm going to share my screen. In just a moment here. Okay. Littlejohn, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, everyone. So Tennessee Valley Authority, I think we mentioned that already. I'm going to move to the next slide. So what is TVA? So TVA stands for Tennessee Valley Authority. I mentioned that, not time variance authority in a recent Loki series that some of you may have seen. I will be honest to say that I'm about 3 or 4 episodes in. I do have 3 small children at home, and so my available time for watching a series is quite limited. Usually, I sit down and binge watch it when I have when they're at their grandmother's or their grandparents' house. But what we're here to talk about today is the Tennessee Valley Authority. So what you see there is a power company and so much more. And that so much more, in my personal opinion, is what makes us a company. Yes, we're a power company that produces electricity for the homes, for homes, schools, businesses, commercial, anything in the Tennessee Valley area. Yes, I'm sorry. But so much more is what makes me proud to work at this company. And it's really one of those things, in my opinion, that, makes who we are and what we do. So TVA was formed and created in the 30s due to the impoverished area that was in the Tennessee Valley Authority. There was a lot of flooding. It was, the poorest area in the country. And FDR put into motion in 33 the Tennessee Valley Authority to provide prosperity for the valley. So that so much more is what I'm going to talk about in just a minute. One, the main of the core business was to provide electricity, but also to provide more to the valley. So we'll go through that a little bit. TVA's mission is to serve the people of the Tennessee Valley to make life better. And I was talking about that so much more, to make life better. FDR's intention for TVA lies at the heart of TVA's enduring mission, which is to make life better for the people of the Tennessee Valley region. Delivering on our mission to you, and that's everyone that's in the valley, whether you do not, for some students that lived outside the valley, you may have not benefited from TVA's mission. However, going to a school in the Valley, such as UTK or others, we are providing to you, which is, we call it the 3 E's: energy, environment, and economic development. So the energy piece is to provide affordable, reliable power. And that reliability is something we truly invest in and actually take pride in, is making sure that we're providing, we call it the 5 nines of making sure that we're having reliable power to the people of the Valley. Being a faithful steward of the Valley's rich natural resources, from water to ground, anything that we can, that TVA has ownership of, we are making sure that it's being protected, being protected and being cleaned, but also not only for the people in the area, but also for wildlife, and making sure that we're doing everything we can to protect the wildlife that we have in the Tennessee Valley area. In the last part, the last E is the economic growth. We want to be a partner for economic growth, actually the leading for the Tennessee Valley area. So with these 3 E's in mind and the economic growth, the last one, the economic growth, I'm going to give you some statistic here. As of September of this year, so last month, TVA has helped create nearly 81,000 jobs, which has led directly to $8.8 billion in capital investment. If anyone keeps up with the news lately, this does not include a recent announcement with Ford and what they plan, their manufacturing that they will be doing in the Valley in the years ahead. So TVA, that's when we have our core mission. It's focused on these 3 E's: energy, environment, economic development. And this economic development piece, and we'll go into just a little bit more in terms of the jobs and just in a few slides. So partnering to serve you and your community. Energy, of course, is the biggest part of what we do. So to meet the energy needs of the Valley, TVA generates from several different sources and works with partnership with more than 153 local power companies. If you're familiar with the Knoxville area, a local power company would be KUB, Knoxville Utilities Board. And that's where, so we make the power and then provide it to the KUB so that it can be distributed to homes, businesses, and schools in the area. These local power companies deliver power to more than 9 million people and some 700,000 businesses and industries across parts of 7 southeastern states that include Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. We also do sell power directly to 56 large industries and 6 federal installations, such as Kimberly-Clark, Bridgestone Tire, Nucor Steel, Oline Chemical, Redstone Arsenal, and the Department of Energy's Oak Ridge operation. So we sell power directly to them from where we are actually making the power. So we call those our direct serve customers. So we work hand in hand with our local power companies and directly serve customers. TVA helps keep homes and schools warm and business and industries operating, and the economy of our region, just as our turbines do when we generate power, we keep the economy of our region humming. So here's a layout of the TVA power system. Won't go through this, but this is really what we refer to as the fence. You can see the region that we cover and the states that we cover. Our power system includes about 260 nuclear, coal, coal, natural gas, and hydro generating units, along with 14 solar energy sites and 1 wind energy site. TVA's transmission network consists of more than 16,000 miles of high voltage lines and hundreds of substation switchyards and related equipment. In 2017, Nuclear was TVA's largest source of generation. Coal was our second largest source, followed by natural gas and hydro. We'll talk renewables in just a moment, but looking at TVA's operating revenues for fiscal year 2017, it exceeded 10.7 billion with a net income of 685 million. TVA reinvested most of its net income back into the system to reduce our debt, the debt we had, maintain reliability, and expand as needed to keep pace with the changing energy needs that we face in our world today. We did all that without increasing any debt. Again, as I mentioned, I'll stop for just a second. If you have any questions, please stop me. If there's any posted in the chat, my friends from TVA on here, please stop me and we'll definitely take a look at those. So delivering reliable energy that powers your life. So on our transmission side, TVA keeps power reliable by investing in new lines and technologies, hint technologies, everyone, that minimize outages from lightning and other hazards. TVA's transmission system is one of the nation's largest and most reliable, delivering power with the 5 nines that I mentioned earlier, 99.999% reliability every year since 2000. That's the year 2000. Another good note here, in May of 2017, the TVA board approved a $300 million multi-year strategic fiber initiative to expand TVA's fiber capacity and improve the reliability and resiliency of the transmission system and accommodate the integration of distributed energy resources like solar arrays and micro turbines. Investing in cleaner energy, I talked about this earlier, around renewables. Balancing our portfolio is industry speak for how we generate electricity. As we aggressively pursue opportunities to save, we're also moving boldly to add and retire generating units where needed. Our 7th nuclear unit, Watts Bar Unit 2, which is in Spring City, Tennessee, fairly close to the Knoxville region, it entered commercial service in October of 2016. So that, and if anyone keeps track of in the nuke space, that was the first unit to come online in America, and I believe it's actually in North America in 30 years. So that was a big feat for TVA to bring that unit online, and to add, to make sure that we're adding to the plan of making sure that we are doing everything we can to reduce carbon emissions. So Watts Bar 2 is a central source of safe, clean, reliable, economical baseload generation. And it moves TVA one step closer to a more balanced generation portfolio, and it's something we strive to do. And as you can see on the screen, we have from renewable, our renewables from solar, wind, hydro, nuke, coal, natural gas. We try to keep a very diverse and balanced portfolio. And we're also keeping in mind that we are striving, everything we are doing to lead in the area of having carbon-free emission. And as you can see, I don't know when the statistic with this was formed. I would imagine it's within the past year or so, but we are around 59% carbon-free emissions in our generation fleet. Here's just another look at our diversified energy portfolio, just some, kind of by the numbers. 5 fossils, 7 nukes, 9 natural gas combustion turbine gas plants, 29 hydro plants, 17,000 miles of transmission, 8 natural gas combined cycle gas plants. Shifting into the environment aspect of our 3 E's, caring for our natural and cultural resources. TVA's management of the river also helps provide adequate water supply for about 4 million people in the region. It provides a reliable 652-mile river transportation channel from the foothills of the Smokies, there around Knoxville, to the banks of the Mississippi, helping move over 50 million tons of goods and taking 1.6 million trucks off the road and saving Valley shippers about 500 million a year over the cost of other transportation. So we're saving in terms of helping the Valley save in terms of transportation, but also doing our part to save the environment and, pulling trucks off the road as much as we possibly can to help with the carbon emissions there. Caring about our resources, this is around the environment piece that I mentioned, river management, I touched on that, recreation, making sure that, we have adequate things to do, and safe things to do for the people of the Valley. If you're familiar with the Eastern Tennessee region, you have the Ocoee as well as the Hiwassee. TVA has a large play in that. We actually have three dams on the Ocoee 1, 2, and 3, to where we're actually controlling those waterways, not only for the safety of the area in terms of flooding, but also for recreation. Ocoee is one of the top main waterways in terms of one for rafting, kayaking, in doing those fun outdoor activities. We also, in terms of land management, making sure that we're doing everything to invest back into the land that's been able to provide for us. And then in terms of stewardship, making sure we're being that good partner in these efforts. Touching on, I mentioned flood control earlier. So we have 49 total dams. So majority of those are flood control. 29 of those are providing flood control, but also generating electricity, or in the providing hydroelectricity for us. But one interesting statistic here to look at is the flood damage averted, 8 billion since 1936, and then 307 million annually is something that we are able to take pride in, that we are preventing. Now, there are still flood events that do occur that we're doing our very best. The event that occurred a few years ago in Nashville, as tragic as it was and everything that it caused, if our flooding controls had not been in place, Nashville could potentially still be recovering from that event that happened at that time. Partnering with our managed resources. So you can read through these, but we are doing what we can with the areas of TVA and the people of the area, or in not only the resources that we have in the Valley, but protecting the Valley. We are providing water source for over 5 million people. 10 billion gallons of water are used in the Valley every day. 95.6% of that is recycled and returned to the river. And our 14 locks move 50 million tons, saving 500 million per year in shipping costs. Just some statistic around where we've invested in our lakes and public lands: 11.9 billion in economic development, and supporting right at 130,000 jobs for in investing in our lakes and public lands. Let's flip to the economic development piece, and then we'll move to we're going to move to, just real quickly, doing a time check. Okay, looks like we're doing good on time. We're going to touch on the economic development piece, and then we'll move into what we're doing in our IT organization. Actually, it's now called Technology Innovation. I'll explain that in just a moment. We'll go through that and then talk about how to apply it at TVA, and then hopefully have some time for questions for Q&A. So, bringing businesses and jobs to the Valley, I touched on that earlier. Electric power production and transmission is a big part of what TVA does. but it's not the only thing we do. Economic development is another component of TVA's mission, along with a long track record of success. So in 2017, we worked with multiple partners to attract and retain more than 70,000 jobs and more than $8.3 billion in capital investment. And I gave you the numbers earlier. That was in 2017. So you can see the variation to 2021. We've retained 81,000 jobs, and then looking at the capital investment, it's $8.8 billion for the people of the Tennessee Valley. We're in our 15th year of being the top 10 utility in America, and we're striving to do everything we can to make sure we're attracting and engaging and serving the people of the Tennessee Valley, making sure jobs are provided. Here's more of just another by the numbers, what we do and what we serve. 7 states, 56 directly served customers I mentioned earlier. Bridgestone, the Oak Ridge Laboratory there around Knoxville, 153 local power companies, 80,000 square miles. 10 million people, 11 billion in annual revenue. A lot of people do relate to TVA in terms of energy, and there's so much more that we're doing. And that's one thing I want to make sure and highlight for you all today is that coming to work for TVA, and that's what makes me proud to be an employee of this company, is I'm not only providing, I'm providing value for what we're doing and contribute to our mission for people of the Tennessee Valley, but I'm also providing that for myself as a resident in the Tennessee Valley area, my family, the people I love and care about, that what our mission and everything we've talked about, what I'm doing is helping contribute to that every day. That's what makes me proud to work for TVA. I'm going to wrap up with this in terms of what TVA is and mission of service. We are powered by our people. TVA was created to make life better for the people of the Tennessee Valley region. We fulfill that mission of service every day through the work in energy, the environment, and economic development. So as we move in the future, we'll need a staff of diverse, forward-looking employees who are eager to join this mission of service. And we have our core values there that I feel like we do an excellent job at adhering to. Of safety, making sure that we're keeping our employees safe every day in the work that we do. Some of the work we do in terms of generate electricity, it's hazardous. We have to be super, super focused to make sure that we're keeping our employees safe. Integrity, doing things right, not only for our employees and the outlook of TVA, but also doing things right in terms of the people we serve and the people of the value. Inclusion, making sure that every voice is being heard in terms of employees, making sure that that when ideas and things are presented, to leadership, that not only from our employees, but also from the people we serve, that we're hearing that and we're making sure that we're incorporating that in the decisions we make every day. And then lastly, service, and that's what our mission is service, is to provide and make sure that we are doing our part day in and day out. That's a little bit, I went through that fairly quickly. I probably talked a lot more detail, but I want to save time for Q&A. I want to shift quickly into who we work for. The 4 of us that are on the call, I believe 4, unless we had anyone else added. Shift to what we do in technology and innovation. Typical, so most refer to organizations within corporations as information technology. The technology groups where technology is supported, is provided to our employees of the company. In the past year, we had a rebranding effort to shift that to not only just technology, but also include innovation. We are the thought leaders in terms of innovation in our company. We need to be making sure that that is part of our brand and part of who we are. So that's why we've shifted from an information technology to a technology and innovation to show that, not only we're here providing technology, but also being innovative with our business partners as new ideas come up, and making sure that we are, out front, sitting at the table with our business partners across our corporation and hearing their input and helping them apply technical solutions and continuously improving how we do business every day. Our mission is our TVA mission, we talked through that, but our mission in T&I is to deliver secure, reliable, compliant, and innovative solutions, technology solutions to improve safety and productivity of the workforce, as well as enhancing the performance of our assets. So we have our digital solutions arena, and that's actually the organization I work in. So our objective is to lead the digital transformation, moving us to being more digital as opposed to so much paper processes and manual work, through strong business partnerships to drive innovation, solution delivery, and technology empowerment. Moving to the right of that, our infrastructure and operations, their objective and mission is to deliver infrastructure and end user support for technology needs, 24/7, 365 for TVA employees and across the valley. So making sure that what we are providing is being maintained and supported and ready to be used when needed. Technology portfolio management. So this is how we manage our cash flow and resource capacity. Developing technology agreements for T&I products and services. Managing our vendor relationships with the vendors that we have in providing solutions, as well as the performance of that. And then overseeing technology investments and executing on the technology products. So think of our portfolio management is an all-encompassing bucket of how we manage our money within the organization, but also how we manage our products. And the last on there, and probably the most important, being that we are a utility company and we have a grid to protect, is our cybersecurity arena. I am very proud of what our cybersecurity team does, not only for our organization and technology innovation, but what they do for the security of company or of TVA, but also which is a downstream impact of the people we serve. Their main objective is to strengthen the reliability, availability, and resilience of technology and information-based assets in order to protect and support TVA's mission. Quick look at our organizational profile and who we partner or who we work with at TVA. So we partner with our business units. We are a corporation, so our business units are, we have a nuclear business unit. We have a power operations business unit, which includes our gas, our hydro, and it's escaping me. So power operations really is all of our generation that is not nuclear generation. And then we also have our transmission organization, where we work with them on how we transmit power throughout the valley. We also work with our suppliers, our TVA vendors. I touched on that earlier, as well as our collaborators. And we are collaborators, working with our external auditors, consultants, special interest groups. What we do and where we're moving to is to improve in this area, improve who we work with, so we can be the technologists of the company, the innovators of the company, and lead this company to digital transformation. Technology is, in essence, in everything we do in today's time. This call right now would not be possible if it were not for technology. And TVA has seen that and know, in order to meet our our strategic direction and priorities, we have to be leaning on technology to do that. Real quick look at our guiding principles. So I mentioned it earlier, to be partners with to be partners with our business, to be good partners and sitting at the table with our business units and hearing where they're wanting to go, and knowing and understanding what technologies need to be applied for them to meet these, for them to meet their strategic priorities in each business unit. Drive our business by products, so moving to more of a product-centered model to where we are not supporting individual business units, but we're creating solutions that provide value across our enterprise. And with these solutions would be really categorized into products and how we're delivering these products. And I mentioned it earlier, that's I'm over one of the product delivery areas, and that's something I'm excited about, to where we are creating and developing solutions that provide value across the enterprise and not just for one particular area. Improve our information use, how our information is provided to our end users, the reliability, the consistency of that, and also how the end user acceptance of that. Is it easy to use? Invest for value, making sure that the valuation of what the products we're moving forward with truly has a value aspect of it. And at the end, that we can see where a solution has been provided and that there's a monetary savings to that at the end, which in turn goes back to our mission of TNI and the mission of TVA, is providing, being being better at service and providing better for the people of the Valley. Create a culture of security, and I touched on that earlier in our cybersecurity arena, making sure that we're doing everything to keep not only our employees safe in terms of cybersecurity, but also keeping the people of the Valley. And then optimize performance and reliability, improving what we have, but as we develop new solutions and release those, that they're reliable and they're performing to an optimal level. 3 areas of looking ahead are people advantage. We want to cultivate a culture of innovation and inclusion, giving our employees, not only in TNI, but our business partners that we're working with, the opportunity to be innovative, the opportunity to fail forward. There's no failure, there's only feedback, and hey, we're doing everything we can to move forward and give those present those opportunities. And the most important of that is inclusion. Every voice is heard, and everyone feels comfortable enough for bringing their thoughts and ideas to the table. Build employees' analytic and technology capability, and that's just not in TNI, but that's across the organization, to be able to make sure that we're providing self-service opportunities for them. Operational excellence, modernize our technology architecture. Our architecture and where we're at is in a good position, but there's opportunities we need to be making sure, there are opportunities we need to be moving forward with in terms of architecture, and looking at looking at the value of having on cloud solutions in terms or on-prem, and making sure we're making the best decision for the solutions that we're providing. Strengthening our cybersecurity. I mentioned it earlier. It's one of the most important things we do in TNI, and we have got to continue. That's an everyday, weekly, monthly, yearly. We have to continue improving in our cybersecurity arena. As you all know, that the opportunities for bad guys to do bad things is out there, and if we don't stay ahead of that, we could put ourselves in a bad position. Lastly, in igniting innovation is around digital transformation and moving forward and hearing where our business units are needing to go and improve to meet where they needed to go to meet their strategic priorities, and making sure that digital and technology is part of that. And then lastly, launching an innovation network to where we have a process and a means to when ideas are formulated, move them through a process to where we can actually realize the benefits of that and have valuable input across our entire company, having means to have those ideas come in and see them to fruition. All right, so that's a quick overview of our technology and innovation organization. So let's shift gears a little bit. I think some of our mentors that we've had in VolHacks this weekend have talked a little bit about this. And it's how to apply. If you like what you've heard today, how do I apply? How do I become part of this? Or if I want to know more information, let's talk through that a little bit. And my TVA friends on here, if there's anything that you would like to add in these next couple of slides, please feel free to do so. So looking at our technology and innovation internships opportunities. So we do have internships opportunities. I actually, the department I'm over, we recently hired, I think, 3 to 5 for the fall. And I know the managers that report to me recently, actually as of yesterday, sent intern request forms for our spring and summer, the spring and summer semesters. So looking at what I'm telling you that, and I'm going to show you how to apply in just a moment if you would like to do this. But before we do that, let's take a look at our principal accountabilities for becoming an intern within TNI. So one of those, the first one there is become familiar with TVA businesses, our TVA business organization, key decision makers, TNI processes and procedures. So if you become an intern, you'll have the opportunity to interact with not only our TNI and financial services leaders, but also team members while learning the key components that drive our strategic direction. You'll also develop a working knowledge of our critical TNI functions, how everything that I communicated in the previous few slides, digital solutions, infrastructure and ops, technology portfolio management, and cybersecurity. So you have an opportunity to learn more about that. And then also, lastly, is learn to apply policies and procedures across the organization. I think with this, policies and procedures also does include the opportunities you'll have to engage with our various business partners that we have at TVA. There's a lot of opportunity in the intern space to learn more, not only about a particular job, whether it's software engineering, development, analytics, cybersecurity, any of those. You'll have the opportunity to learn more about that and learn what everything that encompasses in those jobs, and have that on the job training. But these other accountabilities that are listed here, you'll have the opportunity to learn more about these. And if TVA is a job that you can see yourself in as a full-time employee, you'll be better prepared when that time comes.
I just want to chime in that I started off, I mean, granted, it was over 20 years ago, but I started off as an intern. And it was a huge learning opportunity, and was able to get experience that I could not have gotten in without that I might have been able to get at other companies, but the fact that I was able to get that experience while I was still in school, and then hiring in as a college recruit almost immediately. I mean, you have your chances of staying on at TVA, should you choose to, go up exponentially by starting off as an intern, because you've already made the connections that you need in order to continue on that path.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Rachel. I did not come as an intern. I wish I had the opportunity. But that you are a testament of that, and I appreciate you providing that, because we have many others that are in that same arena of Rachel, and I think they would have the same sentiment that she provided, that the internship is a great starting point for becoming, to learning a lot of things that you would, if you're an entry-level employee, that would take you, 3 to 6 months, maybe even up to a year to learn.
Hey, Derek. I would like to add something. Hello, everyone.
Hey,
This is Satish Patel. I also, as Rachel, started at TVA as an intern, and it was a great opportunity when I got it, and it still is a great opportunity to serve the Tennessee Valley. You have opportunity to work with at TVA, and there are various departments, various roles I served over the years, and as Derek was mentioning, we onboarded about 25 interns for the fall semester, and I think there is going to be at least that many or more for the spring and summer internship that is coming up. So I definitely highly encourage everyone here to apply. And if you have any questions, if there is anything I can do to help or support you, please feel free to contact me.
Thank you, Satish, and I apologize. I think you joined maybe a little later after I started, but Satish is one of our awesome managers that we have in T&I, and very happy that he was here, and thank you for providing that, Satish. And yeah, another great testament as an intern coming in. Satish has had many roles, and then he's in a manager position, one of our great leaders that we have in the organization. Reach out to him if you have any questions. All right, I believe this is the last slide. So how to apply. And I'm going to ask Littlejohn to give some more information on this, because I think some other things have been shared throughout the weekend that may tie some of this together. But here's a good look at it. Go to TVA.com, click on careers, and then locate the internship posting and click apply now. So I know you're thinking, oh, these are internships. Some of you may be in a position to apply on some of our full-time positions. Those are listed there in the same section. So I encourage everyone, if something that we said today was of interest to you, please just go take a look at it. Go look at our page. Go look at TVA's page and learn more about what we do, but also see the opportunities we have out there. As Satish offered up earlier, I will, as he offered up, I am fully available. I may not be as available today, but if you get in touch with me and would like to talk more about it, I would love to talk to you more about coming to TVA, whether it be an internship or a full-time employee. Here's the eligibility factors. You can screenshot that or take a look at it, take a picture with your phone, or we can get these out. This is also listed out on our careers page. David, anything else or Littlejohn, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, so in the text channel for TVA, it's up there a little bit a ways, but I posted a direct link to the T&I internship application. I also posted the entire job board. So you should be looking in a couple weeks if internship is not what you're looking for and you're looking for more of a full-time position. There should be some coming up in the next few weeks to a few months as we staff up. And it's also pinned in the channel as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it's also been pinned as well. So I also want to throw out there that anybody who happens to be on here who is going to be graduating in the next semester or so, you have a full year to, if you come on as a college recruit, you actually have a full year after graduating to be brought on as a college recruit. So, if you think, well, you graduate in December and then, come summer, you're like, I still haven't found what I want. I really want TVA. Go ahead and still apply as a college recruit and get on that way.
Hey, thank you, Rachel. Excellent point. Excellent point. We've the college recruit is a great way to come into the company. Once you've graduated and start a great career.
As far as the college recruit, I think they've expanded it from 1 year to 4 years after graduation.
Oh,
Awesome.
great point.
And I wanted to add, so one of the areas that we are focusing on also is technical training. And so one of the things that is exciting if you join the TVA family is that you will have opportunities to continue learning through our technical training program. So you can, begin to learn new languages, different programming languages, maybe than what you already know or what you've already been exposed to. So that is a very exciting opportunity as you start your career to be able to have access to training opportunities.
Yeah, I also want to throw out there, and TVA has a lot of stuff. If you're a programmer and you want to get your hands dirty with languages that are not necessarily uh, um, oh, I can't think of the word. Every everywhere languages that are a little bit harder to come by in regards to training. You'll have those opportunities at TVA, and that doesn't mean, oh, we need uh, people who have experience with really ancient languages. It's just there's a wide variety of languages so that you can actually uh, learn and get experience with all sorts of them, from C# to Java to, if you want to go into more operating system based languages, if that's what really drives you, and so on. So you plenty of opportunities.
Plenty of opportunities, Rachel. And I think I shared with everyone earlier, one of the things that makes me proud for TVA is what we do in our mission. One thing individually for me that when coming into TVA, if you come in as a software engineer and you think, you know what, I would rather be more in the analytics space, or or in the analytics space, the opportunities within our organization of TNI are plenty, but also the opportunities to move into other organizations exist. And we have individual development plans that if you wanted to be in just say you wanted to work in our power operations organizations as as an analyst for them in some means of how they're analyzing their day-to-day business and processes. We have an individual development plan where you can put that there and say, okay, what do I need to do to get to that point?
Right.
Those opportunities exist.
Opportunities not only to move, if you can move up or you can move laterally. Some people, they don't want to be in, say you come in as like, I don't really want to be in management. That's not what makes me happy. What makes me happy is the programming aspect. And so you have opportunities to move laterally throughout IT. You can, start off as, coming in just help support the help desk and whatnot. And then from there, you can go in directly into software development, or you can steer over into operations and work in that area. Plenty of opportunities to uh, expand laterally, numerous opportunities to get on the job training. You can come in not know, you've had these courses and everything in certain languages, and you're like, yeah, but I really want to do this other language, but they never had, they don't have classes at school for that. What can I do? You can they'll f- they'll find a spot for you, and they will have pair you up with somebody who is a subject matter expert in that area, who knows their stuff, and help get you the training that you need, share, knowledge sharing and everything to help get you up to speed on languages you may not know but want to know. Um, Databases, if you've only ever worked on DB2, but you come into an area where that's mostly Oracle or a split between Oracle and MySQL, you can say, hey, what can I do for this? Or you come in, you're like, I really like database management, I want to be a DBA. And they had plenty of opportunities for all of that.
Thank you, Rachel. All right, we've got a couple minutes left, but are there any questions? I don't know if any have been posted in the chat.
No,
Are
there
there
have
any?
not.
Okay. Any questions from our guest today? Yeah, Blake, we can't hear it. Okay.
Well, I I'm a college recruit. I recruited in November of 1999. I have been here since then. So I mean, I'm going to hit 23 years at the in 2 weeks. So, and I know other people who hired in as college recruits who have been here longer. They were college recruits and worked until the day they retired, which would have been around, I think he was 62, 65, 67, something like that. But he worked here for over 40 years.
Anyone else join in? Any questions?
Thank you, guys.
Check it out, Derek.
All right, everyone. Thank you for your time. Appreciate everyone attending. Blake, thank you for recording. Hunter, thanks for getting all this set up and working through this. And to my TVA friends, thank you for being here and thank you for your activities and everything you're doing this weekend. And last plug, we're all available. You can hit us up on Discord. I'll post my email in the TVA chat for everyone. Feel free to email me if you got any questions. And if we need to set up a virtual meet and greet one-on-one, I'd be glad to do that. As you all wrap up with the VolHacks activity. I haven't had a part in that. Littlejohn, Rachel, Rebecca, Satish, for you all been doing that. Thank you. All right.
Derek, stay on for a bit on the chat for a little bit, on the voice channel, that is, for a little bit.